That we talk about being sexy, but in our business, I want to make sure it's clear. Sometimes we get the allure that sexy means, now trust me, don't get me wrong, I love beautiful hair, I love half-face demos, I love all these types of things, and that's very sexy, and that gets people's eyeballs, right? You say, oh, look how beautiful, Instaglow is beautiful. Those are all wonderful products. And they benefit people, and they bring in the eyeballs, and we need that. We always talk about increasing the funnel so we can help everybody, whoever they are, what they want to do. Vanity is super important because it helps give confidence and so forth. It makes people feel comfortable. But then on top of that, we've blended, and Joe and his team have blended what we call Vanity Plus, a functional product that really does something good for your skin, for your hair, for your lips, for your eyes, anything that's there. But sometimes that's a one-time sell. People try it, it's a one-time purchase, right? Some of the most successful leaders in this company do something that most people think is unsexy. They sell Life Pack in youth. And you don't see an instant change. You don't immediately get energy. You don't immediately look different. It's an investment in your health. And so sometimes it's hard to understand why. Why do I do this? And do I know if it's going to work? Or do I just hope that I've got some nutrition? And what Joe says, we're going to make sure people understand that yes, you're going to take nutrition and you're going to know whether it works. And you think, well, why wouldn't everybody do that? Well, it's because it's hard. To do what we're doing here, this is hard. To figure out a way to measure non-invasively your score, to find out generally your health nutrient score, your health span score is really, really hard. But Joe and the team figured it out, have continued to iterate on it, and then with the advent of AI and ML, we were able to take algorithms, correlate data, take 20 million scan points, and figure out a way to drive this thing so that it would be essentially this small, right? You guys all tried. Who tried this today? Who got their score today? Yeah? Good. Glad you did. Now, you're one of the few. When you think about it, you're less than 0.0000006% of the people on the planet, and you got your score. Now, most people don't even know what this is. It's up to you to share it with them, right? Because how can somebody in another business share this with them? They can't because they don't even know about it. They don't have the license, they don't have the rights. This is unique to Nu Skin and unique to you and only given to you, okay? So, here's what's exciting. You see this? When you power this thing on, there's light that comes on, right? And in the middle, there's those flashing lights. You see that? Okay, about 3,000 lights trigger at a certain sequence of speed to be able to get your scan. Now, there's a lot of technology, and we'll let Haley let you know a little bit more about what that's all about. But that's a big deal. And it's really complex, and it's a whole lot of math that I don't understand, frankly. But I can tell you that it is truly revolutionary, and it's patented now, or at least patent pending. We've actually filed for that patent. There's 2 of them, and Haley will go into that. But I just want you to know that light is key here, okay? So I want you to understand, remember, there's a lot of things that are challenging in this world, a lot of, if you will, darkness. Darkness is just really the absence of light. And I really want to make that known so that you understand that you have a privilege and an honor and a responsibility, once you understand what this is, to share it with the world and help them understand what they're doing, okay? So, as we get through this, you know you're in the right place because you know that this industry is growing. It's growing really, really fast. You're right in the middle of it, okay? You're in a situation where you do not have to worry that you're in the wrong place. You're in the right place, and you have a unique opportunity. So you go through the 5 elements, five key elements. When anybody's looking at business opportunities, if they're a good business person, they're going to say, number 1, is there growth opportunity within the business? What's that tell you? Yes, check. Number 2 is, can I help people in a meaningful way? Check. Number 3 is, can I generate income from it that's meaningful, that can support me and my family and loved ones? Check. Number 4, is it unique and proprietary so that not everyone can do it? Check. And number 5 is it a company behind it that's going to continue to support it and continue to help you grow? Check. Those are the 5 key criteria. Look anywhere, that's the 5 key criteria. We've done it for 40 years, and we're ready to do it for another 40 years, okay? Nobody has this technology, unique, and it helps you build your business and help people do more. So we're in the right place with wellness. We're in the right place in terms of the trends. People want to understand more about whether the supplements work. They want to know what personalized product recommendations you're going to have, and you're going to see some of that coming up here in the next couple slides. Now, when you think about this, people are asking what all these ingredients are. There's more information now on the internet than ever before, but there's more confusion than ever before. Just because you have more information doesn't mean you have better insights and a better outcome. So you can go online and you say, I've got the best product, I've got the best product, I've got the best product. This is the nutrition. Methylated B vitamins are better. My methylated, you need to have our cod liver oil, you need to have our peptides, you need to have this. And you kind of sit back and say, where do I go? What do I do? Simple, simple. Go to a company that says, we're going to show you the difference demonstrated. We're not just going to hand you a product and hope it works. We're going to hand you a product and measure that it works and deliver that as a promise to you. And you can know it's different. It's different. You see the difference there? Go to the health food store and find the company that's going to help you know that it's working. You're not going to find it. It doesn't do that. So for us, in your mind, I hope your shoulders are back, and you're like, when you walk in and you're talking to somebody about this, you're not talking about it as if you're going, I'm part of this company, and we might do some stuff. I know you don't want to do. Okay, that's fine. It's fine. You should walk and say, I'm going to change your life today. I'll take 15 seconds. If you want to take 15 seconds, I can change your life. If you think like this, and that you're sharing something, an insight with them that's going to help them and their family members, it changes the narrative completely. It changes your confidence completely, because you're not trying to sell them something. You're offering them an opportunity to get healthier, and knowing it's going to be better with a money-back guarantee. Right? How hard is this? If they don't want to do it, that's okay. But my simple question to them is this. So let's see. I'm going to bring up somebody. I can't see you guys. The lights are right in my face. So Louisa, why don't you come up for a second? Let's just talk for a second, okay? I want to hit this really, really fast, and then I'll be off to Haley. But I want you guys to understand how simple this is. So how you doing, Louisa? It's good to see you. All right, now, Louisa knows a little bit about our business, so it's not really that fair, but pretend like you don't know a little bit about this business for a second, okay? Now, if I'm sitting there, we're on a plane, and we're flying to the next Team Elite trip, which you weren't invited to because you're not part of New Skin, but I was, okay? And I'm having a fun time, and you're going to do something not so fun. And I'm sitting here playing with this, and I'm looking at it, and it goes like this. And are you going to be, you're going to pretend like you don't care, like, you're going to be looking, right? And then I'm going to do this. You're going to be like, huh? And I'd say something to the effect of, hey, can you believe how the world is changing and how we're getting impacted by our foods? And I'm so glad being in this airplane knowing that I can know whether or not I'm healthy or not.
Healthy or not?
Yeah, so do you want to know how healthy you are? I mean, we've got 2 hours to get to wherever we're going to go to. 15 seconds, I'll change your life. All you have to do, non-invasive. Would you like to put your finger and find out just generally how healthy you are? Okay, so she puts her finger on in 15 seconds, and then she gets a score, okay? While this is going, I can ask her, say, do you have family?
Yes.
Do you have kids?
No.
Do you have a husband?
Yes.
Do you like him?
Yeah.
Good answer. Is he a hard worker?
Yeah.
Okay, great. We got that out of the way. Now, she just got her score, and where did you score at?
The top right corner.
Top right corner, okay? So, what does that mean to you if you don't know anything about New Skin or this scoring?
What does that color mean?
That's the question they'll ask immediately. It invites the question. Do you think they're going to say, oh, red, thanks? Are they going to say that? What are they going to say?
What's it mean?
Invite you to answer the question, and you say, you're in trouble. I hope you make it to the city we're going to.
Yeah.
I won't get the pilot involved, but we need to help you. Right? So then you say, well, you know, I work with a company that has the privilege of having 112 studies, peer-reviewed, and we have products that actually can help you get the score from red to purple. Are you interested in something, knowing a little bit more about that?
Yeah, like 120, like 100 something studies, seriously?
And these studies are done in China, these studies are done in the United States, they're done over in, we have one from Yale, we have one from in Korea. So we actually have 76 scientists that are involved in the research, and we've done this now for 40 years, and it's just amazing, and I'm part of this company, I'm so excited.
Okay, yeah, let me know what it actually means. It's just like when you go online and do those tests, and then at the end it's like you have to pay for it, right? And sometimes you don't want to pay for it. But this, if you're gonna give it to me, the results for free, I want to know.
That's right. So if you want to know, I can give you the information on what that score means. If you'll just give me your number, I can send you can send my email. If you want to send the email, your bogus Gmail account, you can send it there. But or you can give me your, and I can just send you a report that tells you all the information relative to that score and the product that could potentially help you. And by the way, try it, don't try it, it's okay. This is just going to help you. If you care about your husband, you care about your family, your parents, so forth, I think it might be beneficial. It's huge for me.
Fair enough.
Okay. So will you give me your email or your phone number? Okay, great.
Yeah, you look trustworthy, I'll give you my real email.
Great. Okay, I'll send this to you, and is it okay if I follow up and give you a call just to make sure that you got it?
For sure, yeah.
Great. Was that hard? How hard was this? And then you put the link in, and it has Joe's 15-second tutorial on the benefits of nutrition. You have a PDP page that talks about all the benefits of the product that you're about to send to them. You're going to have all the research and the data that goes with it. It's all built via AIML through our .com site, specifically for the country you're in.
And even if I travel to different places, I can still utilize it, right?
So if you're in Canada, you'd have the Canada.com if you're sharing with somebody from Canada. If you're in Japan, you'd have the Japan.com that would have it.
Okay, sounds cool.
Does that sound interesting to you guys? So immediate translations, so the translations come through and so forth. So sharing this with them and then talking about a subscription package that people can try makes it super simple and helps them get their scan score. And this is my final question to you. In 30 days, I'll call you, and I'd love for you to be, after you've done the subscription and you've tried it, to scan again, find somebody close to you. There's plenty of people that do this, and if you can't find them, talk to me, and we see if we can get you scanned again, because, or maybe we can just help you with a prism and be able to get it to you so you can have it in your home. And then you can do your own scoring.
Sounds good.
Okay, thank you. Thanks, Louisa. You're awesome. Appreciate that. So, it's not hard. And by the way, Provo, us on the 9th floor, like, I know we're rookies compared to you. You will do it so much better. You'll do it so much more authentically. You'll do it so much more perfect. And the magic of our business is we make great products. You make those great products amazing, because you know how to share them in a way that's powerful. But I'm telling you, in 3 simple steps, get the score, share the information, get a subscription, and move. Okay? It's that simple. So we're excited that we get to share this with you with all the science behind it. I'm gonna finish up here, and we're gonna turn it over to Haley Helquist, because we are in a position of authority on this. We are the #1, as you can see here, the world's #1, by the way, world's #1 company for beauty and wellness device systems. Okay, and this is a device system, okay? And it's the world's leading device system to understand your health. So with that, I'm going to bring up quite honestly, one of our biggest and brightest shining stars at NewScan. She works in the engineering team for all the devices, helped us with LumiSpa.io. Actually, she's not the biggest, you can tell she's not the tallest, but she is the most amazing shining star in our business, and she has really helped us go to a whole nother level with this development, with our patents and everything else. Haley Helquist.
Thanks, Steve. And thank you everyone for being here tonight, especially so late. I'm really excited and just happy to see how eager you are all to learn more about Prism.io. And I was even more thrilled to see you all at our product experience today. I hope that was a good kind of first little sneak peek at our Prism.io devices, and we're excited to see how we'll continue to develop and further this innovation as we go along. And we're really excited about all the insights and the feedback you provided us today. I also loved how you are all already creating pictures, videos, social posts, already looking to share about Prism.io with just your first few minutes of getting to know the device. And so I think the future is super bright for Prism.io with you guys helping to lead the way. So my job for the next few minutes is to help you understand a little bit better about what Prism.io does and how it works. Let's talk a little bit about our innovative engineering with the device. There are a few different elements that make Prism.io unique and stand out from other wellness devices out there on the marketplace. I am not alone on our engineering endeavors. This picture right here is of our team, and this is actually a few days before I boarded my flight to Greece. We were getting the units all ready for this demonstration. These came fresh from our manufacturing plant just a few days prior, and so you really were, like Steve mentioned, like the first people to see these units. So really great and exciting opportunity. Let's talk about a few things, what makes this unique. So first, we have exclusive technology that powers this Prism.io device. And I'll talk a little bit about what that exclusive technology is, but this is really powerful when we talk about Prism.io. This is proprietary. We have 2 patents that are pending on this device. One is on the technology itself, and the second patent that's pending is on the design, the round look and shape. That will be unique and proprietary to Nu Skin as well. Another element is our AI algorithm. And so we'll talk a little bit about the hardware, but what makes this product unique is we have a really complex software that drives this device. The hardware is fairly simple, we would say, but the software, the AI, the machine learning is what really powers this device and makes it even better and more innovative as we continue down the development process. We also have paired this with 20 million plus scans. This came from our S3 database. And Yoko will dive into that a little bit on how much meaning we can derive from our 20 million scan data. But this was really pivotal and important as we've developed this scanner. We could not do it without our scanner database. Another thing is that it fits in your pocket. I loved hearing all the stories about you who have for years and years have carried S3 around, brought it on planes with you, brought it to people's houses, and even though it weighs a lot, you guys still did it, and you guys dug into it, and you were so determined and driven to help change people's lives. And I'm really happy to say that you don't need to carry around heavy S3 anymore, that you can now have that same powerful story and technology in your pocket. You can put it in your bag, you take it with you. Super easy to scan, like Steve demonstrated, just pull it out, right? It's not intimidating, it's really easy to talk about and share. One thing that people have brought up the question is just, hey, why couldn't we have used the Raman technology and made that just smaller and fit it into a smaller device? The short answer is that Raman technology has not yet found a way to be that small. We need these really big pieces of equipment that go inside the S3 to make the Raman technology happen. And so that was one reason why we had to change our technology. But the second was that we actually found what we believe a smarter and more innovative way to actually measure what we are measuring. And that was that made it possible for us to put it into your pocket. We actually could have made the device even smaller, but we were worried that people might use it, right? So it could be even smaller. And then it's really fast. We've gone from our scanners that have gone from 3-minute scans to 1-minute scans to 30-second scans to now 15 seconds, right? Everyone has a spare 15 seconds. It does not take long. You can have that conversation in just a few minutes, and in 15 seconds, they can know more about their health, and that will then introduce ways to have further conversations about how to help improve your health. And then again, because it's smaller, it's more accessible and more affordable, we want to be able to get scanners into everyone's hands, right? We want people to know about their health. We want people to feel empowered that they can change their health and that they have solutions for how to help them live happy, healthier lives. And then again, just easy to share, right? That was demonstrated here. You guys even saw it today. You guys easily shared it as well. Even on a cruise ship, however many miles away from home you guys are, sharing just how powerful that story is, how easy it is to use it, and what a difference just a 15-second scan can make. All right, we're gonna geek out just a little bit. I will try to go high level, but I really want you to understand what's going on inside the Prism IO device. A lot of questions about, well, how is it different from the S3 device in terms of the technology that it's using? So let's dive into it. Like I mentioned before, S3 had pretty complex hardware. It's big, it's bulky, it's expensive, and the software to run it wasn't necessarily that complicated. But with Prism IO, we have a fairly simple set of hardware inside the device, but it's that software, it's the AI, machine learning, that really makes it unique. What this is showing is, inside the device, we have 5 LEDs inside of there that are flashing at extremely fast rates. They're flashing thousands of times per second. And we have 5 different colors inside the device too. A few of those LED colors are used to actually measure carotenoids. Scientifically backed, there's wavelengths that are used to measure carotenoids, so we have those in there. And then we have a few LEDs that are used to measure other elements of the skin that we may want to filter out, right? That might interfere with us measuring carotenoids. And so with those 5 lights flashing, we're going again super fast. You can actually see it, I don't know if any of you noticed as you were scanning today, right? As soon as you put your finger on there, inside the lens, a bunch of lights start flashing, right? Those are the LEDs inside of there measuring the device. But what we're doing is we're measuring the light as it's on the way up to your finger and seeing how bright it is. And then we're measuring it on the way back down after it's reflected off your finger and seeing how bright it is. And that difference between the two is what the measurement that we're grabbing. And that's the hyperspectral absorption, right? And it's a super, super, super small number. It's meaningless, right, until you define it and actually put a score to it, right? So we're taking that information, and then we'll go into the next part of actually how we create a score calculation for that. But this is the hardware that's actually running inside of that device, hyperspectral absorption. Now we take that and we bring in what we know about Raman data, right? The scans, the 20 million plus scans we have from S3. We know how BMI, healthy eating, stress, right? Things like that impact your score. And we know how people who have those different lifestyle habits scan with Raman technology. So we're bringing in all that information we know from our database, and we have actually put it into an AI algorithm, a machine learning model, to help us come up with a way to turn it into a score, right? And that's where you got a number today. But it's these 3 unique elements that make up what we are calling the spectral ray technology, right? So that's the big umbrella that makes up the technology of the Prism IO device. This is what we have a patent pending on. Now I do want you to make sure it's clear that even though we're using LED technology that can be maybe made by other people, right? We've got our watches and things like that that are using LED technology. It's that Raman information, that scanner database, the scans that we've collected over the last 20 years that help refine that measurement, refine that calculation and the calibration, really honing in, making it that non-invasive and quick measurement of your nutritional status. And so that is really what is unique to Nu Skin, our expertise in the industry and scanning millions of people over the last few years. Another question that we get a lot, and it makes sense because we have been using S3 for the last years, right, and Scanner for the last 20 years, is, well, how does my Prism score compare to my S3 score? This was a study that we did. It was just with a Prism IO prototype. This was just kind of a little pilot study that we did. But it consisted of 50 people, and they took LifePak for 12 weeks, and we measured them on both devices, S3 and Prism, at weeks 4, 8, and 12. And you can see here, at each of those time points, the scores increased, right? Prism went up, S3 went up. But you'll notice that they don't go up the exact same, right? Prism is a little higher in that week 4, Scanner's a little higher on the week 8. But the important thing is that the trend is the same. We have proven that we are measuring the same biomarkers, right? The same information. But because the technology is different, we're calibrating it differently, we're looking at them a little bit differently, your scores are not going to be one-to-one, right? And you've seen that today too. And as we continue to refine that calibration, refine that database, and the technology that we're using, we'll continue to enhance this and refine the scores as well. And so this is important to note that yes, your scores will not be the same as S3, but we are still telling the same or we're still looking at the same elements. We're trying to tell that same story, and in fact, an even bigger story than what we had told before because of this new technology that we are using. We have a lot more clinical studies that are on their way, lots of partnerships that we're looking at as well with different universities, and so that information will come out hopefully soon. But we're really excited about the potential and the excitement and energy that comes with Prism.io. Just quickly to wrap up, you saw this on stage, you saw a live demo of this right here, but we just want to emphasize again, our main goal with Prism.io not only is to help improve lives and help drive awareness and solutions about your health, your overall nutritional status, but it's also to make this just really easy to use and to understand. You telling customers about it and customers understanding. It all starts with that question of, hey, do you know what your nutritional status is, right? I think most people would say, yeah, I would like to know, right? We all want to know more about our health. Okay, well, we don't just stop there, right? We don't just say, oh, cool, you got red, sorry about that, better luck next time. No, we go and say, we have solutions. Guess what? You scored that. You got that score, but don't worry. We have clinically studied products that are proven to increase your score, proven to help you feel better and live healthier lives. And that's where we have our array of our product portfolio. And then from there, you can follow up and say, hey, how's it going? How are the products working? How are you feeling? How is your score changing? And that's where we can help drive that duplication and subscription as well. And so this is really from a high level umbrella standpoint, this is the model here, and this is what we really want to drive home, is just how simple this is. We will have future training and materials for you guys to review about how some of these apps and tools you can use to support this model will look like. But for now, just really want to instill that we want simplicity. We want it to be easy to duplicate and easy to share. With that, I'm excited to turn it over to our Vice President of Global Product Marketing, Yoko Little. She's the brains behind helping to bring together that story of how do products and Prism and our go-to-market strategy all work to help make this a great success. And she'll walk us through a little bit of information on how those scans that we've been collecting over the years are influencing some other product decisions that we're making. So without further ado, Yoko Little.
Thank you. Thank you so much for joining us this late into the evening. So appreciate many of you being here. And it was great also to spend some time with many of you during the product experience today. And what I was really, impressed was you already knew a lot of the key variables on how to make the right choices to maintain and improve your health. You're making good dietary decisions, eating a lot of fruits and vegetables, making good lifestyle choices, supplement intake. Many of you are already taking LifePak and several other Pharmanex supplements. Body composition, many of you are active, many of you are watching your body weight and healthy weight management. So naturally, when we scanned you, we saw a lot of people scoring high or extra high, a lot of blues and a lot of purples, and that was so natural. So all I did today was to just listen. Wow, that's a great score. What do? You eat healthy, you work out, you take supplements. Some of you take many supplements, including LifePak and Youth and T-Green and several others. So that was really great to hear and learn from many of you. But the reality is when you go into the global population, on average, 80% or more of the population, their score is low to moderate. So outside of this group and people that are conscious to maintain and improve your wellness journey, there are a number of people out there that we can help with this new technology to scan and assess and monitor their nutrient status and antioxidant status. So we introduced this earlier and talked about how some of those lifestyle choices impact the score. And number one here, here no LifePak, no fruits and very low fruits and vegetable intake, BMI high, which means overweight or obese, and also smoking. when you add all of those up, a lot of people do score very low to medium. That comes up to almost 90%. And this is, again, based on the data that we have over the past 20 years of over 21 million scans. So this is a very proprietary data, but we know the impact of many of these lifestyle choices. So as you improve your lifestyle choices, not smoking, improving your BMI and maintaining your healthy weight, and TRME, as many of you know, help greatly with that. Improving your daily servings of fruits and vegetables, that has a very meaningful impact on your score. And also taking life back, once a day or twice a day as instructed. By making all of these choices, your score and your journey improves. And what's really, and I know many of you have already, experienced this, but when you meet someone, your customer, your family, your friend, you scan their score and they come out low, and then you assist them through this journey. There's nothing more meaningful or more fulfilling than being able to help other people through their wellness journey, going from red to orange, yellow, and green, and helping someone make those improvements. That really ties right back to our mission of being a force for good to empower people and improve lives. So this is the innovation that we're very, very excited about, and it has a great impact on your business as well as for your customers. So it's really, fun to see the impact, in data, but this is a real data. These are the impact that you see with many of yourself and also, your customers, and that's something that we're going to continue to support. So one other data I just wanted to quickly go over is this recent study that was published in the Lancet journal. It was a study that was published in August of 2024, so it's fairly recent. The study was actually conducted by Harvard and the University of California, Santa Barbara. And what they did is they studied the nutrient gap in 185 countries. This is one of the largest studies assessing the nutrition and nutritional gaps specifically, and evaluating the impact on health. So by doing that, they're looking at vitamin A deficiency in certain region. You can see the green means high and the red means low. There's quite a bit of variation per region. And as you look at different types of vitamins and minerals, iodine, you can see the deficiencies in South Africa, South America, and also throughout America. Vitamin E, calcium, folate, there's quite a bit of regional variance. So our R&D team, took notice of this study, and they actually have been actively working on how we apply these type of latest insights on the nutrient gap into our Pharmanex supplement strategies. So one thing they did is then mapping out some of these nutrient deficiencies to assess, okay, so for the United States, what are some of the nutrients that are lacking more than others? So vitamin E, iodine, if there's a bigger gap to meet the daily recommended dosage as compared to, on the bottom, niacin, selenium, and some of these other minerals and vitamins. So to bridge that gap, we now understand, there are certain nutrients that we need to provide more than others. Instead of just meeting the standard recommended dosage, there are certain nutrients that we need to focus on, specifically for the United States. Now, what's interesting again is, let's take a look at the same nutrients for South America. That mapping looks completely different, so almost the opposite. So the way we meet the nutrient gap for Latin America naturally is going to be very different from the way we look at the United States. Same thing with Japan. Now, Japan is known to have one of the healthiest diet, but there are certain nutrient deficiencies that are unique to Japan. So we have a way to meet those nutrient gap by providing a unique formula that's catered to the Japanese diet and culture. And same thing with Korea, and same thing with many other countries. Now, Korea, what's interesting is with the scan data, when you look at per country data, Korea consistently comes up high. So we know the Korean diet and lifestyle, it already has great improvement to support healthy health and wellness. But even in Korea, there are certain gaps that we can also support through a unique nutrient support, nutritional supplements. So all of these data is available. This is based off of the published data, but our R&D team, led by this brilliant Dr. Joe Chang, have been working really hard to really provide the new level of life pack support soon to be available in each of the market. And Joe really continues to really truly inspire and lead our R&D team to take a look at the latest data, reflect it, and come up with a really good formula and product to support all of you. Admire Joe very much, and just have the biggest heart for all of the new skin families. So let me pass it over to Joe to introduce a little more about Prismayo.
Alright, you guys are the last group. I still don't know what to say to you. Anyway, what you have today is a lot of information, right? You got a lot of data. In fact, I noticed many of you are recording this. Why are you recording this? Because what I really truly believe, that if you really get the message that we have been saying in this trip, you don't need the recording. All right? So what I'm trying to do here for the next few minutes is to see whether I can put all this evidence that wonderful Haley, wonderful Yoko, they have shared with you. We don't do these studies just because we want to impress you. We do these studies because we really want to understand what this prism is doing for you. This is going to be a very big mindset shift. It has to happen. What is the one thing that all of you do? You are team elite sitting here. I noticed, in my opinion, that all of you, the one thing that you always want to do well is duplicate. Correct? I'm hoping this data, that you take it, you really have to think about it a little bit, but at the end of the day, you must be able to tell the story. Not me, not Haley, not Steve, not anybody. You are the only people. If you cannot duplicate, or you cannot even want to listen and think about how you're going to duplicate this is not going to work. And here is why I think this is very important. For the last 20 years, for all of you, we have been teaching you that our biophotonic scanner is an antioxidant scanner, right? The score that you get, that number, is an antioxidant score. No more with the prism. And the reason for that, and that's why Haley showed you that picture about the Raman database, that is very, very important. That is how everybody say we're using artificial intelligence. But whenever I see them say that, they never provide data to say that they're actually doing it. They only say they're doing AI. AI cannot happen without data. that Raman database that we have collected over the last 20 years is very important. It's what made the Prism new light technology that Haley has described to you critically important and critically clever. Because I know many of you, after this, listening to it, and if you're excited, and after that you go back to your markets or whatever, you're going to suddenly say, oh, there's another machine that also very similar. So, Nu Skin, what's so special about your machine? If you cannot answer the question yourself, that means you have not actually understand the data that we have. I'll give you the answer now, just to really help you, right? And that is, nobody has a Raman database. Without the Raman database that we have created over the last 20 years, none of this can happen. Our competitors don't have that. They have an antioxidant scanner. They have nothing else more. They cannot translate. I cannot talk to my Korean friends here if I don't have the translated app. Correct? I cannot talk to my Japanese leaders if I don't have a Japanese translator. That's how important. That's very similar to the Prism. We are translating the antioxidant score to mean nutritional health. What did Steve do a few minutes ago? He brought Luis up here. What was the question? Remember the question that Steve asked. It was not, how's your antioxidant? No. I believe if Steve had actually asked that question, Luis would not be so enthusiastic. Steve was asking the question, that means something. Remember that. That's the shit. All these data support that shit. It's scientifically proven now. We could have never said that 20 years ago. That's the shit. All right? So I know you're still using the S3 in many of your markets and so on. You're scanning the world, right? But be prepared. That scanning of the world is just a first step into this new, brave new world of nutritional health. You never realize the important thing that Haley showed you on the technology side, the green line, the yellow line, the orange line, the red line. Those are all different lights. It's not just what we use. The blue light is the current line that we're using to measure. But the other 3 or 4 different lights, that's also means we're telling you a little bit about the future of Prism. That there will be other things that we're going to measure. Skin health. Some other aspects of health in the body as well. That's the vision. That's the potential. That's part of your duplication too. Remember that. Don't look at the data, especially while you're recording, and say, go listen to this video. Because if you just show somebody the video and the data, especially a new person, I think it's going to be a bit difficult. If you really understand the potential of this, and if you want this to become a business opportunity, you have to duplicate. That's why we're giving you, as a team lead, because if you can't do it, none of your downline can do it. Because that's what you taught me. In your organization, right? You are teaching a duplication. That's what you taught me. I'm just putting back what you tell me all the time. So this is an opportunity. This is about leadership that Ryan has been hearing throughout the week. This is the leadership creation bit. It comes so wonderful because you can also get really at an easier point with many customers. But at the end of the day, this is an opportunity, a business building opportunity that you can use, but only if you will really appreciate what you have in your hands right now. How many of you still have a phone in your house? No. Nobody. It's all mobile phone, right? That was a transformation. Same thing with us. We have transformed. This is not S4. We stopped S3, antioxidant. This is entirely different. We did the translation. It's no more the biophotonic scanner. Keep that in mind. That's the power. Right. All of you now have the first non-invasive, very quick biohacking tool. Everybody talks about it, maybe not so much in Korea and maybe in some other markets as well, but nonetheless, it has been used before in our world. But it's just like saying, I can do AI. But if you don't have data, how can you do AI? You cannot do biohacking if you also don't have data. If you cannot look into your body, you can't biohack. This tool gives you the opportunity to biohack. All of you, each and every one of you, have now the ability to truly be able to help somebody, as Steve said, understand the nutritional health that is so important. It doesn't matter where you're coming from, okay? Get Line Spa, TRME, all these other new biome, collagen, whatever, all these things. I mean, sometimes in your business, you know, we try to think that all of you are doing the same thing. You're not, especially on the product side, depending. But now you have an umbrella. Remember the picture that Steve showed you? That nutritional health? It almost looks like an umbrella, right? The reason why we want to represent it that way is to help make you understand it's very inclusive. This prism can be used in any story you have been telling this time that is successful for you. That's the opportunity. This is, you know, I spoke of that, but this is what, there's an old story that is in the Bible. Some of you may understand it. David and Goliath. David killed Goliath with one smooth stone. But if you go back and you actually read the Old Testament story of David and Goliath, David actually collected 5 smooth stones. Why? He can kill it. He's so good and he's so accurate. He killed Goliath once more because he knows Goliath. And that's where if you read it very carefully, you will find out Goliath has 4 other brothers. And David knew that. We have gone through the history in New Skin over the last 40 years. We have given you 5 smooth stones of opportunity, each one building on the previous one. I think we're doing a little bit better than David. We're giving you the 6th smooth stone. But you have to be the David. That smooth stone will not work without any of you duplicating and building. Okay? So that's what we're sharing so much excitement. You can tell I'm a little bit excited about this, but that's because, I think this is really truly an opportunity, not just a new product launch. All right? So thank you for giving so much data back to us during the testing, the demonstration. Haley will not be able to go home every week now. She will have to work 7 days a week to collate all your data. So by the time we launch, it will be almost perfect. All right? So thank you for listening.
Thanks, Joe. Thank you so much for being here. Isn't Joe wonderful? I mean, he's just amazing. One more round of hands. So wonderful. He looks healthy, he looks fit, he's ready to go. And you know, it's so funny because Joe gets in actually to work before almost everyone else. Like when he comes in, he's there early and he loves to give back. And he's such a tremendous force for good. And Haley and Yoko, I work with the best team in the whole world, including this team right here. I just want to say thank you. But can we give a quick round of applause for Haley and Yoko for their great presentation as well. To wrap this up, we're not going anywhere in terms of we're on this boat for a couple more days. Feel free to reach out to us, talk to us, connect with us. We might just have a prism in our pocket. We could talk to you about that, get a score done, talk a little bit more about how to use it, and potentially how you can benefit others around you, and understand a little bit more about how this is going to really move the needle, as we say. One other thing, as I heard this from yesterday, it's really, really important, and I think this is how I would sum it up. As Joe just said, this is, you know, sometimes we do product launches, right? So we talk about product launches and we do another product, and that's great. And this wonderful lady grabs me and she goes, Steve, this is not a product launch. This is our mission in action. That's who we are. That's what this is. This is our mission in action. Because if we are going to be a force for good, if we really believe we want to help people look, live, feel better, this is our mission in action. This is what we believe. This is what we want to do. And you have the opportunity to do it. Have a wonderful rest of the cruise. And please reach out and ask any question you have. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.